welcome back to another series review, this time with Nanatsu no Taizai. And the last one I left off this series, I think we were just about to meet Growther, which is interesting character. He's kinda, I guess, a character that doesn't really understand like human emotions. And he's kinda weird, a weird character, and he's got, I guess, some power that you can, I guess, mess with your mind, or stuff like that, manipulate your memories. But it's interesting seeing that character. He's a very interesting, I guess, male character that I wouldn't, I think that he was interesting, but at the same time he was kind of weird, just weird, really out there and kind of different. But getting to the climax of the series, we get the, I guess, we had Meliodas meeting King Arthur, or Arthur for the first time. It was kind of cool just seeing those two kind of meet each other and fight. And I guess they revealed that we get down to the castle of the kingdom with Elizabeth is kidnapped by the Holy Knights right now, and we have Dreyfus. He's kind of fighting everyone, and all of the knights are kind of fighting the sins. And I guess they start to finally realize that maybe something's wrong, something's up. And Diane, I know she gets beaten a lot. There's a lot of damage taken on her. And King also finds out that his I guess his friend, when he was like the fairy in the fairy kingdom, was actually another knight that was in the knights fighting, and Helbram was actually his friend. But they do reveal later on that his friend is actually I guess a corpse. I mean, it was a zombie. So someone was manipulating his body and making him fight, which we reveal later on is Hendrickson, who is, I guess, the mastermind behind all this. All the the current generation of the Holy Knights, by giving them power from the demon, the blood of the demon anyway. And slowly but surely the Holy Knights start to realize that they shouldn't be fighting the sins, that the 7 deadly sins are actually trying to help. And eventually we had Dreyfus versus Hendrickson. They both fight, and to see them fight was kind of interesting because, again, they're on the same side for a long time. A lot of the knights were, but something happens and they start realizing that again, that Hendrickson is actually the real threat. So they fight him. The 7 deadly sins fight him. And a band's there, and he breaks this wall. I guess it's down to the wall, and he sees this corpse of a demon, and he makes a comment to Hendrickson like, when did you get that? And they finally reveal it to everyone else that he doesn't care anymore. He reveals that he has demon blood in him, and he shows the corpse of the demon that he's been keeping and giving the current generation of the Holy Knights the power from the demon. Certain characters have that. Jericho and you had Gilia. Both of them were the new generation using the blood of the demon to become Holy Knights. So we had all that, and again, so we have this thing where the Knights team up with the Sedans, and they both fight Hendrickson, but not before Hendrickson makes the new generation. The Holy Knights kind of go crazy with power, so there's monsters attacking the city, attacking the civilians. So the Sins and the Knights team up and stop those demons, but they don't want to kill the person that's being used by the demon blood, so they try to help them, and they do for the most part. Band does save Jericho and a few characters, so they do get saved. Even Gilthunder, they reveal that he was actually under a spell the whole time. That's why he was going against Meliodas and acting the way he was acting. And when they revealed that his, I guess, girlfriend or whatever she is, they break the spell, and he finally tells Meliodas that he was under the spell, he could not get away from it, and that's why he was fighting him. And so you have a flashback with those two about why does Gilthunder look at Meliodas as his hero, but they had a little bit there. And in the end, we had Hendrickson in full demon power up mode, that he was just dominating everybody. He killed a bunch of knights using his power, with his snowfall power, whatever you want to call it, but he killed a bunch of knights. And there's a part where Meliodas, even he can't stand up against him, Ban can't stand against him, no one can at this point. They're all getting beat. And there's a part where it was kind of weird that he's gonna do his final blast. He basically gets tired toying with the Sins, and Hawk, for my big surprise, stands up and runs in front, and he's just like gonna take the brunt of the attack. And it's kind of one of those moments that you don't want to see happen, and you fear for it. But he gets hit and technically dies. He dies for the first I think episode 24. I think he's technically killed off as being dead. And Elizabeth gets upset and she freaks out, and they do reveal something very strange with her. Her eye that she's been covering up for a long time with her hair kind of flies back and it's glowing, revealing that she is part of I guess, a druid clan. She can heal people, and she kind of uses her power and it turns the area into flowers and starts bringing, healing everybody around her. So, Melodon and all them are back to full power. But the sad part is she can't bring Hawk back. Hawk died before she could use her powers. So Hawk is basically there, dead for now. And the reason why I say that is because, if you've seen the episode, you do realize that he does come back later on, but as a tiny form, which I don't really understand how that worked. I mean, it was kind of impactful with him dying, but with him coming back, I mean, I'm happy. I like Hawk and all, but I felt they kind of lost the impact with Elizabeth, and him just coming back. But I guess it's alright. But as for the reason why he's so tiny, I don't understand. Maybe reincarnation or something. I don't really know. But anyway, Hendrickson and Melodon have the final fight. It's like the last majority of the episode dedicated to those two just fighting each other. And Melodon comes up with a weird plan that he has all the knights, the Holy Knights, attack him with their signature attacks, while he's trying to hold Hendrickson down, or but he's basically taking the brunt of the damage from all the Holy Knights using their abilities, and he's kind of being beaten by that. And I guess they do something where I guess he's got a weird ability that it sounds like the more you hit him with stuff, and he builds up this absorption technique, and he absorbs all these different abilities, and he used all his absorption for one final attack, which he uses to blow a hole through Hendrickson and kills him, and basically defeats him in one blow, at the cost of it maybe backfiring, and it could kill him in the process. But of course he doesn't kill him. He kind of gets beaten up, but Elizabeth kind of runs to him, and they kind of hug and still. But yeah, that's the point when Hawk comes back to life as a little tiny form, and everyone's kind of happy about that. And then we get the end credits. Everyone's happy. The town is kind of saved, and the king comes back. Elizabeth's dad tells the Holy Knights, because the Holy Knights feel bad. They feel that they were tricked easily, and they feel they need to be punished. And so Elizabeth's dad's like, no, I'm not gonna punish you guys. Instead, you're gonna help with the citizens of the town, and never take a vacation. You won't have any vacation days for a whole year or something like that. But yeah, maybe that's their punishment. Maybe they gotta stick around. I was thinking rebuild the city, because they did technically help destroy it. So yeah, but with that happening, we had Merlin. I guess there's some bit with her that the quest basically isn't over. There's, I guess, something she's gotta do later on. So we kind of fast forward to maybe, I'm not sure how much time skipped, but basically Elizabeth is back in the castle with her family and living the princess life again. And Melodon is just about to leave, and she's kind of upset about that. She almost runs out of the castle, and she stops and sees that the giant pig outside the window, and she jumps out to join Melodon and the other team. And they basically make a hint towards another season coming out, and because Merlin also mentioned that there was a creature flying in the sky after Hendrickson died, like a weird looking creature, maybe a dragon or something. So yeah, that hints at another season, and I wouldn't mind another season because this was fun. And just seeing all the characters kind of, and in the end, yeah, Gilia and Jericho kind of wearing normal outfits, the normal clothes, and maybe giving up the Holy Knight power for now. But I think they're going to be back using that later on. And so yeah, so again, we have all these interactions between characters, and even Diane and King had this little moment at the end when there's a festival. She's like, he assumes she's gonna ask Melodon to go, and she's in small form because Merlin needs to fix her outfit or something like that. And so Diane's like, no, I'm gonna ask you, and they're gonna go. So that was kind of nice. So, but yeah, that was kind of the whole episode at the end. But some last thing to mention, just the cast of characters. Hawk, Ban, King, Diane, Melodon, even Elizabeth and Gother, and maybe a little bit of Merlin, even though she didn't do a whole lot, were all just very interesting characters. just seeing that team come together and work as a team in the end was kind of cool. Even though Ban has this grudge against Belladonna, still wants to kill him, which I don't really understand. You know, I know Ban thinks killing him might bring back Elaine, which I don't think is ever going to happen. But anyway, again, the characters are fun, music really good, and animation-wise, I don't remember there being any lot of down animation, but yeah, it's overall a pretty good series. So yeah, 24 episodes finished, and ready to see another season if they do another one. And yeah, so that's been my quick rundown of Nanatsu no Taizai, kind of a series overview of the things that happened in the later half. So yeah, again, season 2, I could really see it coming out maybe in the summertime or maybe next year. We'll have to see. See you guys next time.